I am reminded of your sincere faith, a faith that lived first in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice, and now I am sure lives in you.
This call for generosity in supporting the refurbishment of the Peel House, I look back to the years when I was growing up and seeing really how my mother struggled financially much more than I realized at the time, but yet she was always looking for an opportunity to give. And that leads me, as we're making our decision of how we can contribute to the Peel House project, that indeed we have much more than we realize and much more ability perhaps to contribute than we know.
For this reason, I remind you to rekindle the gift of God that is within you through the laying on of my hands. For God did not give us a spirit of cowardice, but rather a spirit of power and of love and of self-discipline.
The rekindling of faith. When I first looked at the Peel House, my initial reaction was, is this the right thing for us to do? And as I thought about it, it can have sometimes not a heart-wrenching moment that it should, but as we progress through this, and I watched other people's involvement, and as I watched and listened to what it was going to become, the Spirit moved me. The movement was strong, and it came to a crest when Pastor's son was taken sick. Shoot. He still kept the faith, even though his son was in the hospital, and he progressed forward with his gift. That was my moment of truth that says we're doing the right thing. God's leader is doing the right thing for us, so it's only right that we step up and do what needs to be done. So that was my come to heart moment that said, you need to do what you need to do and get this done right. And so that's where we are today. And I look forward to you joining me in that effort.
You know, we had the Old North End come in and give a tour as we were looking at what we wanted to do with the house, and one of the men on the board was just had some disabilities and couldn't even, it was hard enough getting him to the main floor and he couldn't even look around to see the rest of the place. And so it's just really clarifying that what we need to do is make sure that this is a house everybody can use. So we're going to make it accessible. We're going to put an elevator in that'll go to the lower level, to this main level, up to the second floor, and make sure that every room in this house can be used by people.
You know, we need to do this right.
Yeah.
And not kind of piecemeal this thing together, but we've got to do what's right with this property. We kind of have one shot at it. I don't want to, piecemeal it. It's so much easier to get it all done at one point in time, as opposed to, a number of different times. So that's my goal with this. I'll be involved with the fundraising aspect of it, but I'll let you and the others on the renovation team, figure out, what needs to be done.
And I think we have to do it right because it's not just for us. I mean, part of it is, it's going to be for our church and our ministries, but there's so much that happens here that's for the community. And we have all of the 12-step groups that have been meeting here, and as we've been doing this renovation and talking to them, we found out there's so much healing that takes place in this house that our congregation doesn't even know about, but we support, and we want to ensure that continues. And this is a house that belongs to the city as much as us, and so we have to be good stewards of it, just as a signal to the city of what kind of people we are.
If you think about the Holy Spirit and how it has worked here in this building, originally when we purchased the property, this was our center of worship. This was where we did our worship on a daily, weekly basis. And then after we built our sanctuary, it continued to be a place of growth, of nourishment, as we used it for our Sunday school and confirmation classes. What's exciting that we are going to make it healthy to be used for an unlimited and unknown way for God's work. I mean, your mind runs wild with ideas of how this beautiful building can be used for outreach, for growth, and we're planting seeds in the community. We're inviting them into our space. We're making them feel welcome, and only God knows where that's going to take this place and what it's going to be for Colorado Springs.